Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they are cracking down on the violent illegal migrants on ritzy island of Nantucket, which is in the sanctuary state of Massachusetts. Isn't that, when you're a sanctuary state, your police officers aren't supposed to have anything to do with ICE, are they? Because ICE are the bad guys. They might deport people. Oh. But then when you've got violent offenders in a really wealthy community, said residents of wealthy community say, get these guys out of here. And what happens? ICE comes in, despite their sanctuary city status, and arrests them, probably deports them. Who knows? Yeah, this is virtue signaling. And then on top of virtue signaling, just basically not doing what you say you're going to do. Which is, we're going to protect the innocent illegals, unless they're really violent. Let's get into it. Here we go. Are you shocked? I mean, does this shock you at all? Hey, we said that we were a sanctuary city, ish. But if there's some people that threaten us or, threaten our public safety, they're out of here. Yeah, that whole blue sanctuary city thing, I mean, that's a relative concept. But we want to get the bad guys out of here too. But doesn't that make you like every other city that's not a sanctuary city? Yeah, it does. But it's just what we're doing. Do a lot of virtue signaling because that's what big blue cities do. And big blue states. Massachusetts not being a big state, but it's blue. They've had shenanigans there with the illegals, right? U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement made an unknown number of arrests in Nantucket, Massachusetts this week for immigration violations, specifically targeting violent offenders. That's how they spin it, right? Get these guys out of here. They're violent offenders. What about all the violent offenders in other big sanctuary cities where city officials are just like, we're not dealing with the illegals. We're not turning them over to ICE. No can do. New York City being one. Right? Now, they say that they'll go after people. They say that they'll go after like violent felony crimes. But really, are they? Do they have the personnel to do that? No. But they got to be able to do some of this because otherwise it just looks like it's a complete free-for-all, which it has been. And that's what happens when you allow 7 million, 10 million, 15 million illegals into the country without vetting them. Yeah, some of them that come through, they're violent offenders. This is according to a press release from local officials Thursday. The Nantucket Police Department revealed that ICE agents had contacted local Nantucket officials on September 9th concerning their planned arrival on island. Hey, guys, we're coming. What about the whole concept that you're just wildly throwing to the wind here? Arrest them. Well, we don't want them in our community. I mean, we like to talk about what good folks we are, but when it really comes down to public safety in our community, well, I mean, clearly that's important. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Yeah, no ask Sherlock, right? I mean, it's just, it's so annoying. It's so just. Local officials stated the ICE agent's purpose was to serve administrative arrest warrants for immigration violations. Okay, so you want to keep your community safe because it's small, it's an island, and you can control it. But rest of Massachusetts, let them be damned. Doesn't matter. Just Boston, just put them in the airport. Who cares, right? Adding that the local detective unit assisted by providing requested addresses. So ICE gives a heads up. Cops say, hey, perfect. You guys take them. We don't want to deal with them. They're violent. This is no good. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, not unlike many local, state, or federal agencies, requested our assistance with local knowledge of geographical areas of our town, the press statement reads. So ICE doesn't have Google Maps on their phone? That's interesting. You would think that the guys in ICE would, be able to boop, boop, boop. Here's the address for the warrant. Let's just go there. Guys, let's just get in our white van and drive there, right? I mean, isn't that what you do? It is. Now you got to have some local involvement because then it looks good. Oh yeah. I mean, I saw, Nantucket Police Department was out there. ICE was out there. It's all good. That's how you keep the locals. Oh, I mean, what they're doing is the right thing to do. We want to keep the community safe from those violent illegals. Oh, did I say illegals? I mean newcomers. Those newcomers. Stories all over going on right now of the Venezuelan prison gang, Tren de Aragua, right? Yeah. Do you think they're in Nantucket? Probably. You got some guys there with the king crown tattoo. Yeah, probably. Nantucket Police Department, specifically the detective unit, did assist with identifying requested addresses provided to them by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, the press statement continued. Information about the arrests reportedly spread throughout the Nantucket community this week and caused panic for many. Local resident Esmeralda Martinez told the Nantucket Current. Well, I think it's clear that they're just going after the worst of the worst, because you start tossing everybody that's illegal. That's not a good look. You can comfortably say, they're violent offenders. Might rape somebody, might kill somebody, beat somebody up, domestic dispute. Who knows? They're capable of anything. You bring 7 million people into the country and you give them a court date and you cut them loose. Especially when a bunch of them are from Venezuela and who has dumped out their prisons. You're going to get a bunch of bad dudes. You're going to get a bunch of bad people. And that's what you've got. So I find it interesting that, there's this whole concept of the sanctuary city. It's sanctuary city to a point. Yeah, to a point. Hey, those guys are illegals too. Yeah, but they committed crimes. I see the difference. Okay. So are you going to send ICE throughout the United States to do this? No, we're not. Oh, okay. So this is specifically a Nantucket thing because you guys are a wealthy community. Yeah, it is. All right. So it caused panic for many, as it does when ICE rolls through town, right? It's frightening for so many, Martinez told the outlet. People are hiding in fear that they might be here for them, even though most don't have a criminal record. But for the mere fact that they are not legally here, it has caused panic for many. Okay, I get that. But what we've been seeing throughout the United States is this virtue signaling of we're sanctuary city. Please come to our city. Please come to our city. You can come to our city. Oh, yeah. We've been working on the books and we penciled out how much it's going to cost us. In Massachusetts, they capped it. Yeah, it goes on to say that capped it at 7,500 families with resources becoming strained. They didn't on the front end. They wanted the credit for being a big blue sanctuary city. And then when that didn't work out financially, they're like, yeah, no more. Ixnay on the illegals coming to our community, coming to our state. And they literally sent, here in June, Democratic Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey. I think she's one of the more woke, ridiculous governors out there. She had deployed 5 state officials to border communities within Texas in order to warn illegals not to flee her to her state as the migrant shelters had been filled. Denver did the same damn thing. New York City did the same damn don't come to here. Don't come here. We're full. It's like Kamala Harris, the borders are, do not come. Nice try. Nice effort. After how many million had already come, do not come. Despite the state and local police policies qualifying Massachusetts as a sanctuary jurisdiction, the move came after Healey had capped the emergency shelter system last year at 7,500 families, with resources becoming strained. Really? No kidding. How do you think the southern states have felt for years and years and years? None of this would have happened if Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis of Florida, Greg Abbott of Texas, hadn't, been sharing the love by giving people bus rides where they wanted to go. And Governor DeSantis, he specifically sent some planes to Nantucket, dropped some people off. Oh, yeah. I mean, we said we're blue, sanctuary city. We didn't actually want the illegals in our community, and they deemed that to be a stunt by Ron DeSantis. Well, Are you a sanctuary state or aren't you? Which is it? Because you can't really have it both ways. Now, this is what leadership does in these cities. They claim that they care about people. They claim that they care about their fellow human being. But when it comes right down to it, what they really care about is their own citizens and their own community where their own children go to school and their own wives are and all of that good stuff, right? And husbands are. Let's not be sexist. ICE did not immediately respond to the Daily Caller News Foundation's request for. Does anybody ever respond to any of this silliness anymore? Doesn't seem like it, does it? No. Yeah. I mean, we'll just run the story. We don't need their information. So one of the other big themes that's been going on while this is happening is the whole Fluffy the cat is being eaten by Haitian illegals in Springfield. That news story is just still going out there. And because we're talking about illegals here, and we're talking about violent illegals, not to say that the Haitian refugees are Haitian newcomers to Springfield and to Ohio in particular, not to say that they are violent, but the accusation is that they've been eating pets. They've been eating cats. They've been eating dogs. They've been eating ducks. They've been eating geese, Canadian geese. I mean, all of those are very common stories, and people are getting worked up because apparently American citizens don't like illegals coming to their town and eating Fluffy the kitten. They don't like that. I mean, that is apparently, I mean, your cats are off limits. The dogs are off limits. And what I would say there is, we don't have a ton of instances where this has actually happened. We've got one instance where a non-illegal person, I don't know what background she was, but she killed a cat and she ate it and people watched her and saw that. But she was just mental. But there have been quite a few, and I live streamed on this yesterday, quite a few instances where ducks and geese have been visually observed being taken from a pond, Snyder Park in Springfield. And then also there's a dude that was walking around with a Canadian goose. You know, he's grabbing it by its feet and it was upside down. The wings are all spread out. I say these are pets because they're domesticated waterfowl and they're no longer migratory. You've got quite a few instances out there, and I went through them all in the live stream, of ducks and geese being taken. And that is not a real stretch. To me, that's not a real stretch because Haiti, duck, goose, you're hungry enough? Yeah, you're going to eat it. They come to a different country. And the animals in a park, so they don't care. They don't know our customs. They don't know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. Then a bunch of reporters, jump into Springfield and put a mic in front of, all these Haitians and say, have you been eating the ducks? Have you been eating the ducks? And of course, have you been eating Fluffy the kitty? Of course, they're going to say, oh, no, we have no knowledge of that whatsoever. None. And then the locals are, they're posting on Facebook. They've got one, non-emergency 911 call that's been documented. Hey, yeah, I just went by the park and there, 4 guys each had a goose. And then we had the mechanic who went to the park. I can't remember the name of his channel anymore. It's, it was yesterday. So Empty Pockets Garage by James. I think that's what it was. He knows the park. He's been a lifelong resident of Springfield and he has a YouTube channel. So he basically, talked about that and said, hey, used to be a whole lot more ducks and a whole bunch more geese in this park. Now there's very few. There was like a dozen, used to be 100. Where did they go? Is that evidence that this is happening? Is that evidence that kittens are being eaten? No, but is it a stretch? Yeah. Is it a stretch that you've got illegals in Nantucket that have committed violent crimes? No, we're seeing the evidence of that right here. So you got to use some common sense. And this whole thing with ABC, just boom, right off the bat, fact checking, former President Trump saying, that's been debunked. Well, it hasn't. I think there is. I think you can make a claim. Ducks and those geese, those are kind of pets because they don't go anywhere. And literally, Springfield had somebody from the city in a vest down at the park, just standing on the side of the little small lake, looking at the ducks, knowing full well that if somebody came down that hadn't gotten the notice, that didn't watch the presidential debate, that, and hasn't seen any of the pet memes. And if that somebody scoops up a duck or a goose, all hell breaks loose, right? All hell breaks loose. Because if that happens in Springfield, that could be coming to a city near you. Because like Aurora, non-sanctuary city, located in a sanctuary state, they don't want the overflow from Denver, but they're getting it with Tren de Aragua, right? So all of these storylines, they all have similar themes. And it's you got millions and millions of illegals that come into the country, and a certain percentage of them are committing shenanigans. They're committing crimes. They're eating animals in the United States that they shouldn't be eating. The guy that was carrying around the goose, that's the main image, that was in Columbus, Ohio. That was 45, miles away from Springfield. But wildlife enforcement went out to pay that location a visit, and they figured out where it was based on the data from the photo. So those things are happening. Somebody either found a goose on the side of the road, or they plucked it from a park and they took it home to eat it. All right. So, but going from there to Fluffy and dogs are being, eaten, don't have any real proof there, but we've got, folks saying that it's happening. So is it happening? It might be. It might well be. I have nothing to lead me to believe that it isn't, but I also have nothing hard evidence to say that Fluffy's being eaten, or dogs are being eaten. But ducks and geese, I think we can pretty much say that has happened. So the concept of pets are being taken and eaten that shouldn't be. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. All these stories have to do with the similar thing, and it's illegal immigrants coming in and committing acts that they shouldn't. And mainstream media doesn't want to talk about that. They're like, good. Stop talking about that because it doesn't look good. Makes the current administration with the border czar not look good, like they haven't been doing their job. Well, they did their job all right, and these are the end results that we're seeing. You got to have ICE come in and deport, some violent offenders. All right, okay. I thought they were all good people. What's up with this on Nantucket? What's going on? We all know the drill. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.